Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today, we are tackling a hot topic in the world of web development, CSR versus SSR. That is, client-side rendering versus server-side rendering. In this video, we will explore the pros and cons of each rendering method, discuss when to use one over the other. But before we jump into the nitty-gritty of CSR versus SSR, if you are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon to stay updated on our JavaScript tutorials. Also, if you find this video helpful or have any thoughts to share, don't hesitate to drop a comment down below. So let's deep dive into today's topic. Client-side rendering is a technique for rendering web content on the client side, that is, in the user's browser. So, this is our user and this is our server. Our user requests a page from the server sends minimal or empty HTML page to the client. Along with that, the server sends necessary JavaScript and CSS file. Then, the client browser loads the HTML page and executes the JavaScript code. Moreover, the JavaScript code makes API call request or other data source to fetch the data required to render the page in the browser. Now, the page is fully loaded, visible, and interactable. So you can see in this diagram, this is build phase, static server, and the web browser. Then build phase, try to understand that this is the initial source code writing phase. I have represented the HTML, JavaScript, and the style part in different colors. Now, when browser requests server a web page, then through this approach, the server sends the initial HTML file and throws the JavaScript file and the styles to the web browser. Now, it is client's responsibility to load the HTML page and executes the JavaScript code to update the page dynamically as needed. You can see they now in the server they were present individually, right? Now the web browser has loaded the page and using the JavaScript they have dynamically updated the page. Now the HTML has the JavaScript as well as the style part to it. This leads to slower initial load time. However, this allows more interactive and responsive web pages, as the client can update specific part of the page without needing to reload the entire page. Since empty pages thrown to the client, there is nothing for search engine to see or visualize. The most CSR pages are horrible for search engine optimization, as the entire rendering of the page is done at the web browser side, so it leads to the slower initial load time, and it also faces SEO challenges since empty page is thrown to the client, there is nothing for search engine to see or visualize. So the most CSR pages are horrible for optimization. However, this allows most interactive and responsive web pages, as the client can update specific part of the page without needing to reload the entire page. Now, let's move on. Server-side rendering is the process of rendering the web page on the server, sending the fully rendered HTML to the client. In this approach, server generates the HTML including any dynamic data and sends it to the client as a complete page. You can see the HTML has the JavaScript plus the style part. Both the pages has this. Since server sends the fully rendered HTML to the client, listen carefully please, which leads to improved SEO optimization as the server page has all the content inclusive, so it is easier for index any search content here. So now it gives us improved SEO optimization. So let's examine it closely. So unlike CSR, each page will initiate a request to app server where it dynamically renders and serves full HTML page since it requests and renders the page each time. Like for page 1 it requests and the server sends back the data. Then for the page 2 the browser again requests and the server sends back the data. So pace of time is more than a CSR application because servers also need the time to render the complete page, right? So here one more thing, the server requires more resource and maintenance in the case of SSR. Now talking about it pros and cons. Yeah. So it has definitely faster initial load time as all the pages being rendered by the server. The browser just has to display that page. Now the improved SEO because the page has all the content. Now the page serve time is definitely more. So guys, this is all about SSR and CSR. That I hope like you understood this topic.
Have questions? Drop a comment below. I love hearing from our community. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and keep pushing the boundaries of what you can achieve. Thank you.